And good evening, fellow interlopers, and welcome back at last to No Man's Sky. Sorry I wasn't here last week. Was in absolute agony and getting, significantly annoyed with the world and everything in it. But there we go. But I'm okay now. I'm okay. Well, I'm on the road to recovery, shall we say? That's probably the best way to describe it. I have a very Christmassy t-shirt, a jumper on as well, but it's my winter jumper because I'm a bit chilly still at the moment. But there we go. So I hope you're all good. I hope you didn't miss me too much last week. I'm kind of okay. I'm not 100% out of the woods yet, to be fair, after having my wisdom tooth extracted. Not something I recommend. Don't do that unless you have to. If you have to, you're probably in quite significant pain anyway. So yeah, I can completely understand. But yeah, it's not a very pleasant thing to do. But anyway, it's all done now. That was last week. So that's good. Anyway, so who have we got on tonight? We have Shiny Red Flag is here. Crimson Room is here. Thank you for the subscription there as well. Crimson Room, that's really cool. Wintermeat GB is here. The Big Boo 5, Dr. Quest MD, Haunted Loaf, Commander Tragic Blue 21, J69713PB. To get a better username, my friend. Shaw is here and Alexa is switched off. Excellent. Darn. Bullet 05 is here as well. Dumarth is here as well, and the first time chat as well. Hello, good to see you. So Nutrimenza is here, and the bearded trio. Mac Verick is here as well. So onwards we go. Right, game view. Where am I? Let me just fire that up. There we go. It's all working. I can still remember how it all stuff works. That's fantastic. Am I getting Elite re-scratch yet? No, not in the slightest, I'm afraid. I've got more than enough to do with the other space games, to be honest. And I don't know. Maybe I will at some point in the future, but it's certainly not imminent, I'm afraid. I don't know. Just as I think I said before many times, it's just not gone in the direction that I think Elite is. I think they're moving away from what Elite actually is as its core, but there we go. Never mind. Anyway, so that's done and dust. That was last year. That's so last year. Elite Dangerous. It's so last year. At least it is for me. I'm concentrating on No Man's Sky is my chilled out exploration game, so I'm really rather enjoying that. Star Citizen is of course a slightly different kettle of fish. Still getting to grips with that, but I've got some interesting stuff planned for tomorrow, which I'm hoping will come together. So my Star Citizen should be quite good. But tonight's all about No Man's Sky and my quest to get to the centre of the galaxy. I don't know why I've chosen the centre of the galaxy, because obviously in Star Trek V that's where God lives. So why not? Because you can get to the centre of the galaxy in No Man's Sky, so that's where I've decided to go. And I don't think we're all that far away, from what I recall, because we kind of took a bit of a shortcut by going through a space anomaly thing. Stargate, wasn't it? One thing I really do rather like about No Man's Sky, and it's chucking it down with rain. Hang on, let's just bring the volume of the game down a little bit. Because the weather's turned horrible. Where's my spaceship? There it is. Right, let's hop aboard the spaceship. 156 degrees centigrade. That doesn't sound very comfortable, does it? It's just we'll have a look outside when the storms are gone. That's one thing that is very common in No Man's Sky. Very, very, very bad weather indeed. So Termuff, this will be interesting for me. I only ever fly in Star Citizen, never looked at NMS. I must admit, I never played NMS very much up until I got really rather annoyed with the state that Elite Dangerous was in. It was one of those games that was always on the radar at the same time, because it went through its own cycle of having a very, very bad launch and all sorts of other problems. And I didn't pay a great deal of attention to it at the time. But it was just one of those things. I think I got it on a sale, and it's a space game and you can explore stuff. It's very, very different from other space games, but it's very compelling in its own way. And what I like most about it is every single sci-fi franchise that you've ever read or ever watched a film about, there's probably a part of it in here somewhere. So we've seen sandworms from Dune, we've seen Stargates from, Stargate. We've seen huge spaceships from Battlestar Galactica, sort of Star Destroyer-esque things from Star Wars. We've seen alien egg things from Alien. It's basically Sean Murray, I think, he's gone through every science fiction thing, gone, yeah, I'll have a little bit of that, and I'll have a little bit of that, and I'll have a little bit of that. Add to that the kind of the procedural generation done well. So, as you look around the planets, and you can land on all the planets in the the No Man's Sky universe without exception, every single one, and they've got amazing landscapes and sunrises and sunsets, and there's only a vague nod to realism in here, but it's got a very cool sort of 70s 80s sci-fi vibe, which I absolutely adore. And one of my favourite things still, and I'll show you this is one of the things, is you can shoot holes in the ground. So I know this might seem like, really? Okay, that's a big deal. Well, it kind of is, because there aren't too many games where I can I can make my own caves in a space game. So I particularly like being able to do that. And actually, in this case, look, I found a cavern on the inside. So there's all sorts of little surprises like that in No Man's Sky. Look at that. So there's actually a cave inside. I just happened to shoot in the right direction there. It's little things like that are just really good about No Man's Sky. And the wacky planets, and some of the creatures are a bit unbelievable, but some of the vistas work really well, and you've got lakes and you've got oceans, and you've just got amazing stuff to go and see. Certainly the prettiest space game, I would say, by a long, long way. With a very wacky storyline and lore in it, which I haven't completely got to grips with yet, but it's very, very, very cool. So there we go. So Star Citizen is my brain, so no Man's Sky for me, but I really like Drew. Oh, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much. Evening, Drew. Nice to catch you again. All well. Magnificent Macca. Good to see you, Magnificent Macca. I am still suffering a bit. I am absolutely still. So if I go completely nuts tonight, the reason for that is I'm still dosed up to the gills with painkillers because of having a wisdom tooth extracted, and I I do even use the word extracted. It didn't come out willingly at all. It was quite badly impacted and twisted around, so it wasn't very pleasant. But that was a week ago, and I am on the road to recovery, so it's all good. Nutrimental is playing a bit of Star Sector right now. I didn't know that one. What's that? It's a bit like the current weather here in Orkney right now. Is it 156 degrees centigrade? That seems unlikely. Sure. But it could be chucking it down with rain. Although whenever I think this whole Scotland, it's always raining thing is a ploy by the Scots to keep the English out of Scotland, because actually it doesn't ever rain in Scotland as far as I can tell. Every time I've been there, I mean, it's rained once or twice, but every time I've been to Scotland, it's been really gloriously sunny. So I think it's all a complete myth. You're just basically just trying to keep people out of your lovely country. That's what I reckon. Termuth, I was interested in No Man's Sky, but I played and blogged Eve. Wow, okay. So Eve Online, I did play that years and years and years and years and years and years, several PCs ago actually, that's how long ago it was. So yeah, we had to have a little think about that at some point one time. And the Normandy, yes, so I've got the SS Normandy from Halo in No Man's Sky. Because it was cool to do so. On one of my saves, you should go back and actually have a play with that at some point. Yeah, and it's not trying to be a realistic No Man's Sky, but it is pretty. I mean, you look, there's the sun setting now while I've been just chattering away, not doing anything. And it's got life forms, it's got fauna and flora, and it's got planets with rings, and it's got sunsets, and it's got, it just looks like a 70s sci-fi novel cover just come to life. It's really, really good. And then as night falls, things start to glow in the dark. It's full of little things like that, which just makes you go ooh. It's not a. And then, and here's a cave to go and explore, etc., etc., etc. All that sort of stuff. I think that's the cave I just made actually. So there's all sorts of cool things in it. And obviously there's a spaceship which you could do. Now there's no sort of interiors of spaceships like you'd find in Star Citizen. It's not that sort of game, but for what it is, it's quite nicely done. I quite like the little cockpits here. They do look good, and some of the interiors are gorgeous of different things you can go and explore. It makes exploration worthwhile. I suppose that's the key thing, because you're not quite sure what you're going to end up seeing, which is a lovely feeling for a space game. So anyways, let's get back into space, obviously, and go and see what's going on. it's not a criticism, but No Man's Sky looks more cartoony than I usually like. But I did like the accidental cave. Yeah, so term of, I mean, the whole cartoony thing comes up quite a lot with No Man's Sky, and I must admit, I don't like the word cartoony, because I think it's a style rather than a cartoony thing. I can see why people say that, but I grew up with sci-fi books that had exactly this sort of stuff just on the cover. And if you told me in the 70s, you see that cover there, you'll be able to play a game when you're older that looks exactly like that, and you can just fly around and do stuff. So yeah, it's not the same as the sort of hyper-realism of Star Citizen or the pseudo-realism of Elite Dangerous. It is more affected, but it's true to itself. And this is another cool thing. Look, I can shoot holes in asteroids, and I can fly through the other side of them. That I think is very cool. That's probably my favourite feature of the entire game. So Doc Smith and Asimov. If you look at some of the original print things of those kind of things, that art style is very much what you see in No Man's Sky, and it never gets old. Shooting holes in asteroids. That's just so cool. There we go. Anyway. So it's the nice thing is there's different space games for different people, right? And No Man's Sky has got a real sense of just one more jump, just one more planet, just one more. Let's just see what's over the next. There's the whole thing from sort of Star Trek, boldly going where no one's gone before, all that sort of stuff. No Man's Sky is the only game I've played where, if you jump into a new star system and you're thinking, I wonder what's down there, because you're just not sure. Sometimes there's just a nice view. Sometimes there's some wacky plants and creatures. Sometimes there's just weird stuff, which is like defies explanation. It's the only game I've ever played that gives me that closest to, the weird stuff you'd find on some of the wackier episodes of Star Trek. You know what I mean? It's just got that thing. I like realism, or pseudo-realism, as we find in some of the other space games. But the problem with that is you can't do some of the fantastical stuff. So I suspect it's very unlikely that Star Citizen or Elite Dangerous would ever do some of the slightly more kind of fantastical science fiction sort of stuff. Wacky space anomalies and things like that are just cool. The sort of stuff that you might see on some of the lower rent Star Trek episodes. I like that. Science fiction has, in the last few decades, got very, very po-faced and gritty and realistic, and that's okay. I'm thinking, reimagine Battlestar Galactica and all that sort of stuff. And The Expanse. Good sci-fi. There's nothing wrong with it, but very, very. Oh, some baddies have just turned up. Very, very bad. Very, very gritty, realistic sort of. Political and dark sort of sci-fi, whereas No Man's Sky is much more kind of go and just go out there and have a look around, see what you might be able to find. And there's a lack of that sort of stuff in sort of mainstream science fiction at the moment. It would be nice to have some slightly lighter-hearted stuff sometimes. And I suppose think shows like what's that one, which is kind of Star Trek but not. The Orville, that's the one I'm thinking of. He's just trying to get his brain to boom. There we go. You're dead. Hey, am I increased? I got some rewards there. Get some funky music, haven't there? So that's the Orville. Yeah, there we go. And then the music fades away. Journey Master and Compass. Right, I need to work out where we are anyway. So different space games for different moves. So I'm a nuisance. Excellent. So the artwork of Chris Foss and Chris Achilles. So that's exactly at Wintermute GB. I like what I like most about Star System is just that whole process of I quite like getting up in the morning or the afternoon, wherever it is that you happen to be, and trogging over to the spaceport and deciding what to do today and all that sort of stuff. That's brilliant. That's really, really nice. The spaceports are wonderful places in Star System, the like of which I've never seen in a space game before. But of course, right now you've only got the single star system, and you've got quite a few nice locales there, but it's relatively small in comparison. Whereas with No Man's Sky, of course, you've got an infinite number of procedurally generated systems, but with very clever procedural generation, which does provide quite a lot of variety. Elite Dangerous obviously has gone for quite a lot of realism in that sort of thing, which is okay, but it's so realistic, or at least so pseudo-realistic, because of course we don't know what really is out there, that there is a danger that once you've seen one procedurally generated barren ball of rock, you've seen all the procedurally barren generated balls of rock. That is a problem which with procedural generation is how do you stop the proc gen becoming totally conformist. So it's a difficult balance. None of these games are perfect. If I would be quite happy with the visuals of No Man's Sky. I would in a game I'd like Star Citizen's first personness in the game. I would like Elite Dangerous's realistic galaxy in the game, and I'd like a blend of all the different ships from all the different games in my perfect space game. So but none of them are perfect, so it's difficult. Right, so anyway, what was I was trying to get to the what I was trying to do was to get to the centre of the galaxy. Let's just see where we are, because I don't think we're too far away. So current destination is Galactic Core. There we go, and we're 3,700 light years away from the Galactic Core, which isn't all that far. So. And I've got a jump range of 900, I believe. So I can fly down this path a bit towards the Galactic Core. Doesn't look like I can scan any further than that at the moment. So let's go there, and we'll warp. So there we go. Yeah, so Nutrients, why they combine procedural generation and handcrafting in Star Citizen. So that is, I think that's definitely got to be the way forward. The problem with just relying on procedural generation entirely is that everything becomes homogeneous. And yeah, that's a problem. The problem, of course, with handcrafting everything is the amount of time and effort it takes, which is huge, particularly nowadays. I mean, when I first started computer gaming, right, your 8-bit computers didn't have, proc gen was about all you could do to make anything big, because there just wasn't any space in the computer. So that was the thing. And even as computers got a bit more advanced, one of the things that you didn't have back in the olden days, the 80s and 90s, was any kind of real graphical fidelity. Yes, you could do some cool things with polygons, and but to be fair, all the spaceships we had in our computer games in the 80s and 90s were just coloured circles and coloured squares and coloured triangles, right? That's all they were, and so you had to use your imagination. You didn't have this hill to climb with all the graphics that you need to have today, because gamers won't accept a few, unless you're into a specifically retro experience. Gamers won't accept low polygon counts and low quality graphics. They have to be pseudo realistic or photorealistic or whatever. Well, they have to be of a particular level of quality, which means you need an awful lot of artists and designers and modelers and all that kind of stuff nowadays, which was just in the 80s and the 90s, to design a new spaceship in a space game was, right, let's just chuck a few polygons on a piece of paper, work out the maths, and that'll take about half an hour, and there you go, boom, job done. It's just a little bit of basic GCSE arithmetic. Whereas to make a spaceship now in a computer game is a big deal, right? You have to do a lot of work. modelling and graphics and artistry and moving parts and everything else. Shaders for emission lights and all that sort of thing. And they also have to do things. The lights have to switch on, landing gear has to animate, and all that kind of stuff. So it's way, way, way more complicated to make things in modern games than it used to be. Which is good and bad. I mean, obviously they look very, very cool, but of course it slows down or makes the team that's building the game need to be much, much bigger than it used to be in the olden days to achieve what is effectively the same thing, a space game where you go and do stuff, which is just where we've come to, isn't it? In terms of things. Right, so here we are in the planet. This is a very odd-looking planet. Let's just scan it and see what this one's like. It's an unmapped planet. Okay, so this is actually, nobody's been here before. It's a rainy planet. And I think that means that there's no original inhabitants. Let's go down there and have a look around on the rainy planet. I wonder if it'll be raining. Probably will. Oh, let's get out of the way of the hostile scan. Let's pop down here and have a look. Proc gen for initial creation and handcrafted. That's where. Yes, that seems to be a thing. I mean, Proc gen was lauded as the be able to do anything. Rename it Scotland. I shall name the planet Scotland. So Proc gen is a hugely useful tool, obviously, but it's not the be all and end all of gaming. And I think it went through a kind of Proc gen can do everything phase, but it can't. And the one thing it really hasn't, at least I haven't seen it being able to do, and I've wondered if this is a possibility or not actually for computer games at some point in the future, is that proc-genning missions and doing clever things. We've got, to be fair, we've seen it many times. Proc-gen landscapes are quite a thing nowadays. Most games feature some level of proc-gen for generating landscapes, and obviously No Man's Sky does. But things like missions are quite often very simple in these sort of games. It's quite often the case of pick up the thing, go to another place, drop off the thing, get some money, or find the thing, put a thing in the thing, activate the thing, take a message or something to somewhere else, drop off message, get paid. Those sorts of things, which are kind of a staple. Gunsmoke, what does that mean? Kind of a staple of these sorts of games. And obviously you can handcraft story-based missions in, but again, that's quite a lot of work to do those kind of things. Oh, there's a nice little lake down there. See, I like little things like that, coming across a nice little lake. The shimmery seas and all sorts of stuff like that. That's a small lake though, so let's keep flying. I haven't seen, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen clever proc gen being used to generate chained missions and things like that. Now that to me would be a very clever use of proc gen, because a proc gen chained mission surely should be able to, because the thing about proc gen is you can give it an initial seed and it will go off and generate what appears to be a sort of random thing, but it's entirely predictable. You can always rebuild it from the start, and there's got to be a way, I would hope, to give a proc gen algorithm of some kind, a series of things like, here's a whole bunch of places that you can go to, here's a bunch of states the game could be in, here's a bunch of artifacts that you can move around, here's a bunch of possible encounters that things could happen along the way, and then whack those into some sort of proc gen mission generator, and then generate missions that are kind of unique to your gaming experience, but reuse components over and over again. So here on the landscape, mountains, trees, things on the ground, lakes, but this landscape is unique. I'm not going to ever see this landscape again. Shouldn't it be possible to generate missions which are cool and funky but proc gen in some way, to give me a much more enticing gaming experience. That's a nice little that's a nice little bay there, isn't it? There's park there. Looks a little cave and everything. So stuff like that. So Prop Gen can throw up some nice little things. Could you make missions like that? I wonder. They're tantalising to me. I don't know. So there we go. That's me just kind of ruminating on the games. Prop Gen, make the base planet grey size, get them, and then detail that by hand. Yeah, so yeah, it's a combination. That's where the magic happens. Is the combination between the two to make it kind of work. So here we are on a new alien world. I've got clouds in the sky. I've got some nice rings overhead. There's a flying creature up there. I like the flying critters. I particularly like this scanner. If I can make it work. There we go. Makes me feel like I'm doing some proper science. And you get some information back from the scanner. So this is proper Star Trek-y stuff. Just scan that plant over there, Mr. Spock. Tell me what it is. And it comes up with some stuff. It's all fluff, but it's good fluff. It makes you feel like you're being a space explorer, which I really like. And everything here is destructible. So that plant I've just scanned, I can blast it, if I want to. I can't actually with that particular one because I need a different type of laser, but both of those, in fact. Let's scan another plant. There we go. So I can scan this plant. I find out it is made out of primarily carbon and a bit of nitrogen, and I can then blast it, and then I get those resources back. So it's that's very, very clever. Very, very well designed. Here's a plant as well. That one is made of carbon and nitrogen as well, so it's a nitrogen carbon. Oh, I've got some sentinels. These things are a pain. I'm going to hop back in my spaceship quick before it gets. Where is my spaceship? There it is. Run away. Hate those. Sentinels are a pain. Everywhere you go, there's bloody sentinels in No Man's Sky. It's really annoying. Hang on, I've just realised I've not been catching up with the chat. Hang on, let me go back and look at the chat. Drew's found Manchester. Nutriman says you can technically do Prop Gen with no hand play stuff, but if you guide it, it's better. So you Prop Gen looks bad, try again, tweak settings, make more. Yeah, so that's good because it kind of iterates, doesn't it? Crimson's Room, I remember in the early 90s being happy if the game ran. We have been experiencing that a little bit on my retro stream on Saturday mornings. Hey, it works! That's the first achievement unlocked is the game actually started. Nowadays people complain that the FPS drops 2 frames. I mean, yeah, some of the early games, FPS was definitely single digits, wasn't it? Big Boo, I remember setting up an 8-player Doom game on the LAN with friends. Once we got the multiplayer working, we turned off everything and stopped. The game was done. Yeah. So the achievement is getting it working, not actually playing it. Exactly that. That's why ED feels like a fantastic base to start from, but just a base and not developed enough. The same with No Man's Sky. Yeah, so I think that's probably one of my biggest beefs with Elite is that it's always been a base, and they just keep making more base, and they don't go up. It's like that's really, really impressive foundations. They're really, really good. When's the building work starting? No, they were just going to flatten a bit more land over there and build some more foundations. But the potential is like, yeah, okay. What can you do? And you can right click while the scanner's out to zoom in. Okay, yes, okay, that's good. They do seem to have got right, and I hate to use the mini games right in there. Yeah, so this whole mini game business is that's a funny one for me because there were never mini games in old games. It was just part of the game. So I kind of get the idea. Yes, I suppose it's a mini game where we scan things, and there's a poxy sentinel over there. There's some stuff over there as well. I don't know if that's sentinel yet. It's still hanging around. I don't know if it's looking for me. I think it is. I'm going to hide behind this plant. Let's run away. Where is it? Hide from the sentinel. You can't shoot me through my ship. Where is it? They seem to be pretty dumb, the Sentinels. They don't seem to have a very long scanning range, so you can sort of outrun them a bit. Maybe they get smart. There are some nasty dog-like ones. You know, they're really nasty. Which basically look, you know, like the Sentinel, not Sentinel, the what's that robotics company? Boston Dynamics. Those robots look exactly like that, they're actually quite freakily the same. It's just, imagine Boston Dynamics walking dog things, but with guns. That's that's the problem. Yeah, they can be a bit of a pain. I haven't seen one of those for a while though, so that's good. So I don't really know why I'm on this, but I was going to go down to the beach, right? You know, so I mean, this is the only space game. I don't know actually if Star System does have any oceans. I don't know actually. Are there any oceans? So this is the only space game I've got where I can park my ship on the edge of a beach and then just chill out by the waterfront, which I do rather like. And there's actually a cave over there, so we should definitely go and have a look in there. Yeah, and if you don't scan it, you don't get all the stuff. Do you get a bonus for scanning most or all? Yes, you do. I think if you scan everything, then you do get a bonus for various bits and pieces. So that Sentinel is just following me around, which is annoying. I'll try not to shoot anything anymore. They get very upset if you shoot holes in their planet. But this is actually, look, there's a little. See, this is look at this. This is what is so cool about No Man's Sky. There's a tiny little cave here, which I actually saw from the spaceship, which is cool. But I can get in the water, and then way down here, look, there's weird stuff. I can't really describe it any other way but calling it this weird stuff. And yeah, there's a submarine exocraft, and there's all sorts of stuff like that. You know, so I can scan stuff underwater here, and there is weird stuff in the oceans of No Man's Sky. I think, you know, there's a thing over there, and it's just really cool. I just like the way, you know, here I am on the alien planet swimming in an underground cave looking at stuff. I mean, it's got that lovely alien vibe. It's just slightly creepy. You're just expecting something, one of these things, to come and grab you or do something horrible to you, which is just born from watching too many sci-fi films, I think. But there we go. It is just. Oh, there's some critters over there. Or is that out in the main sea? Yeah, there's something swimming around out there. Let's go back up out to the cave. See if we can see some critters. Oh, so there's one. There they go. They're trying to. They look like little otters. And some of the creatures in No Man's Sky don't look really good. Those ones actually look quite well done. Look, they're sort of almost reptilian otters, aren't they, that are doing some stuff there. So I like it. Yeah. The thing I like about this is the thing. I think I like about Star Citizen and No Man's Sky in particular at the moment is they're pushing the boundaries. They're pushing the boundaries. Okay, so what No Man's Sky has attempted to do here is create a procedurally generated universe where there's cool stuff at every single turn. Now I've been playing this for months now, and it's still surprising me with weird things that show up. And there's, you know, fish there, and you know, they've made a really good attempt to simulate a universe where you can fly around in your spaceship, land on the planet, stand on the beach, go swimming in the sea, and still discover weird stuff. And it all works really well together. So that's ambition, you know, a procedurally generated. Oh, look at that thing over there. You know, there's always that lovely moment in No Man's Sky. Oh, look at that thing over there. What the hell is that? You know, that looks dangerous. That's one of those Star Trek, don't go over there, haven't you even watched the show kind of moment. And now look, the sun is coming up and it's lighting up the water that I'm in. It's just really nice. I'm impressed. What's that thing doing now? It's sort of, I don't even know what that is. I don't know, what is it? I'm not sure what it is. It's not. I'm going to run out of have oxygen. Oh, it's a crystal sulfide, so I can actually... Oh, that's just the stuff on the outside, so let's go up and get some oxygen. I don't know what that thing is. There's a bit of earth shaking going. Oh, it's doing something. I don't know what that was. Or is, or something. Don't drown. No, it's breathing time. It's a red shirt moment. That's exactly what it is. So, and you know, standing on the bottom of this lake, that thing is making a bit of an earthquake. I don't know what it's actually for. It's like a little volcanic vent, isn't it? It's just cool. The ambition of No Man's Sky to try and procedurally generate a 70s, 80s sci-fi universe, I think is just absolutely admirable. It really has pushed the boundaries of what's possible in a computer game, and they're still working on it now. They're making it even better. The ambition is there. They want this game to be almost like a love letter to every old school science fiction show that there's ever been, and they want to give you, the player, the experience of being in one of those novels, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Look at this planet. This is actually a really nice planet. Look, okay, the water looks a bit of an odd colour. Lovely blue skies. There's flappy things in the sky. You know, there's some rings there. There's some poisonous plants. There's got to be. That's very Star Trek as well. These things that come up and sting you. It's just a nice place to hang around. No Man's Sky has got some of the best looking places in the galaxy, I think, you know, in terms of space game. I like that ambition, and Star Citizen is also doing this. You see, Star Citizen has this. I mean, some people would say it's insanely ambitious what Star Citizen's trying to do, and I think it probably is insanely ambitious, but you know, they're still trying to do it. And you know, I know the scope has changed over the years, but what Star Citizens is trying to do kind of now is to make it a universe you actually feel like you live in. And No Man's Sky's got a touch of that as well. I really appreciate that, because it's not just about doing missions. It's not just about space pew pew. It's not just about that. It's the whole point of these games is escapism, right? The whole point of these games is escapism. And the more ways you can allow the player to do things, because what for some of us is really, really boring, for others is incredibly, incredibly relaxing and fun. I'm not, I don't mind a bit of space pew pew, but it's not a huge deal for me. I like just literally pottering about, looking at things, and maybe finding out a few things. I like a little bit of story sometimes, but I take great joy in just landing my spaceship, taking off and landing it again to make sure I put it in the right place. I take a lot of joy in No Man's Sky, building my base and making it exactly how I want it to be, and then go, no, I think I might move that habitat. I take huge, in Star Citizen, I take huge joy in just going, oh, there's my spaceship. I can get on my spaceship and I can poke around and I can tidy up and I can move this box from this side of the cargo bay to that side of the cargo bay, and I can open the cargo bay doors and look out and wave to the guys on the ground. The more things that you can allow your player to do in your space game, because sometimes you want to be out there being Captain Kirk, but sometimes you just want to be Malcolm Reynolds doing jobs, and sometimes you want to be Mr. Spock, and sometimes you want to be Luke Skywalker. You want a game that can you can do all those things, and sometimes you just want to be the guy who's basically, I've just got a spaceship, and to be honest, all I do is I just fly around and enjoy spaceships. It's that sort of stuff that is very, very important. But it's the ambition. It's the ambition that's really important to me. No Man's Sky has this ambition to be this amazing proc-gen universe where anything can happen, and frequently does every time you jump. Okay, the game is always chucking content at you all the time, almost to the point where you think, whoa, look, I'm just going to chill here for a bit because I can't go with it anymore. It doesn't make you jump through too many hoops to get at the good stuff either. Star Citizen's ambition is just like, we just want this to be as you know, everything to be interactive. I love the fact that I can open drawers and things in Star Citizen. I can close drawers again and then open them again. So, you know, that's just amazing. You know, that whole business, you know, we've discussed at length, you know, be able to get in your ship, close the door, open the door, close the door. That's just brilliant. That just never gets old. It's just so good. Because it makes you have a relationship with your digital spaceship, which might sound a little bit odd, and I suppose it probably is a little bit odd, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal because, you know, for many of us, you know, for whatever reason, real life is quite crappy, right? You know, that's not a space. It's not a space station. That's an asteroid. At least I hope that's not a space station, because I've just blown it to pieces. I think it's just an asteroid that's in the way of the space station. Yeah, it is. You know, so it's feeling like it's a place. It's not too artificial. It's not just hidden behind menus and all that sort of stuff that you have to kind of engage with things to do it. I absolutely love in Star System that everything in the game is presented either through your Mobi-Glass thing on the screen, or it's presented to you by actual physical things in the game. None of this kind of menu takes over the screen and that sort of stuff. And in No Man's Sky, you can interact with an awful lot of stuff. I mean, most of it's sort of press E or click mouse buttons and various other bits and pieces, which is fine. But you can interact with your environment. I love the fact that I can blast holes through things. You know, I can actually... this is a big deal. It makes me feel like I'm actually there. I can interact with the environment in a way. You know, stuff like that is just really, really, really good. So yeah, I don't know if that is making any sense, but it's the ambition that I admire in these games, and I think that's where Elite really has let me down, or not let me down, but where I've drifted away from Elite, because Elite did have ambition. You know, they had, you know, I spent a lot of time with Michael Brooks in the early days with the procedurally generated Galaxy and the work that they did with, you know, the forge, the Stellar Forge that made the Galaxy. You know, they had massive ambition in the early days. You know, the damage model on the Anaconda and all those kind of things. And then something went wrong. The ambition just faded out, in my humble opinion. And it just isn't there now. It just feels very average, I suppose. And I don't like average. It's, you know, this, you know, No Man's Sky isn't average. Star Citizen isn't average. They're pushing hard. They're pushing the limits of the technology. Whereas ED just isn't. It's just, you know, okay, so yeah, now you can walk around on procedurally generated planets that we kind of already had, and you can shoot things. Okay, well, it's, you know, but the exploration is okay. There's 20 different varieties of plants out there that you can find. They're all airless worlds with a bit of a skybox in some cases, and that's it. And it's just not pushing the envelope. It's not ambitious enough. I don't know whether, you know, the vision isn't there, the drive isn't there, or what isn't there. It's just, it isn't there for me. And, you know, the mechanics, you know, do this, unlock that, do this, unlock that, do this, unlock that, do this, unlock that. That's so unimaginative. Whereas in Star Citizen, I feel absolutely no requirement to go get a better ship, because everything I want to do, I can kind of just do with the current ship. And the same in No Man's Sky. I can fly around and do most of the things I want to do with this ship, which is one that I've just ended up, you know, going with. I can go and get other ships if I want them, but it's not gating my gameplay, which is very important, particularly if you're time poor, which a lot of us are. Is I don't want my game to be gated behind arbitrary unlocks. That's mobile space gameplay. It's not space opera gameplay. You know, if there's a reason to get a bigger ship, I don't mind having a reason to go and do things. But those things should be interesting and fun, not. You know, the temperature bar's moved up 23% now rather than 22. More imagination is required. So that's. I get that from No Man's Sky and Star Citizen in different, very, very different ways, but I don't get that from Elite Dangerous. Haven't had since probably 2017ish. It's just, I just feel it didn't move on. I don't know, but anyway, I'm not trying to be down on. Oh yes, it's not this. It's not good. I shouldn't be down there. And we're here to play No Man's Sky, which I do love. I think, yeah, I mean, it's not realistic. Here I am hovering not very far above the planet's surface, but you know, it just looks good. It looks like a space game should. You know, there are rings and there's a pretty atmosphere. There's clouds down there, and etc. 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 For a game which is all about escapism, I'll take a bit of reality, but I'd much rather have pretty visuals and some fun gameplay rather than, you know, total reality, because reality kind of sucks. We know that it's really, space is really hard to live in real life. Okay, you know, a slavish observance of reality is not what we need, because that's not what Star Trek is. That's not what Star Wars is. It's not really even what The Expanse is all about. You know, or even Battlestar Galactica. You know, all those sort of things. Even where the grittiness is there. You know, and other things like Starship Troopers. Where's the fun? It's all about getting there and blowing stuff up and all the things. Star Trek is about always going somewhere and quickly getting to the adventure and finding weird stuff. Star Wars is high stakes kind of, you know, space battles and various other bits and pieces. We want to get to the fun stuff quickly. We don't want to just be stuck. And that to me is an important balance as well. I suppose I don't know. I don't know if were they daunted by the technical challenge? Did they just lose focus because it's, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, all these companies are businesses, right? They've got to make a profit, and I get that. I do get that. But some still love shooting holes at asteroids. Sorry, don't tell me the odds. I'm going to fly through that one more time, then we'll do another jump. You know, so this is the thing with Star Citizen, No Man's Sky. I can have fun tooling around, and I can write my name in the sand and blow stuff up. I can feel like I'm interacting with the environment. This is important. So there we go. So yeah, I don't know. Did realities just stop it? I don't know, but you know, Elite used to be about space and about you know, certainly space combat and trading and all those kind of good things that make up space games. But exploration and going out there and doing things in your spaceship was always a big part of it, and feeling part of that universe. I don't know, it just feels like they had this wonderful lore-rich environment, and they just decided not to use it. I'm still flabbergasted, really, to be honest, but that's what they did. Very, very strange. We had nearly 10 fantastic years. I mean, to be honest, we did. I mean, if you look at it from that perspective, the original Elite was 84. I probably played that for 6, 7, 8 years, and then it was an old game by that point. So if you think of it like that, then yeah, we had a good run, and it's kind of done. I know that No Man's Sky and Star System are of a similar vintage, of course, but I can't wait to see what they do in Star System next, and I can't wait to see what else they add to No Man's Sky, because what they have added recently is so impressive. You know, the Dune stuff in No Man's Sky that we did in one of the expeditions was really, really, really cool. I really enjoyed that. Right. Anyway, let's get this ship on them, because we must get to the centre of the galaxy. Let's find out where we are and where we can go now. Okay, so that's one thing. The destination resets. Not that I really minded doing that, but now it's only giving me. Am I almost? Well, there don't seem to be any stars over here at all. So how do I get to the centre of the galaxy if there are no stars to jump to? Let's go there. Anyway, because that's the next one on the list. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know whether it was shareholders or whether it was financial realities or it was just too darn difficult, or they just couldn't be bothered and they were wanted to do Jurassic Park games and all the other stuff that they got in there. I just don't know. It just felt like they just lost enthusiasm for it, really. Right. Okay. So here we are in a new system. Let's have a look at the map again. So I want to go to the galactic core. Oh, it's still giving me. Oh, is that it? I can't jump that far. So how do I get to the galactic core? Crimson Room's got to go to work in the morning. Later, our Druid and peeps. Yeah, take care, my friend. Take care. So I'm not quite sure how I get to the galactic core. You may need to do the main story. Okay, so have I not unlocked things? Oh, so is that as close as I can get? Let me just go there in the map anyway. Is there something there? It's not a selectable thing. Okay. You know the current theory is the core is a supermassive black hole. You need a full hyperdrive to warp to the core, and you have to use the selector. You're at jumping distance to the next galaxy, but there are certain criteria for jumping. That is as close as I can get. Okay. So I think I was just jumping around. Basically, I had this vague ambition to go to the centre of the galaxy, and we got quite close, but it doesn't look like I can get any closer. There seems to be a ring of a void around the galaxy, doesn't there? Just hold the yellow round bar. Full fuel needed. So do I need to refuel my ship first? Okay. Well, let's try that. Have I actually got fuel on board? Starship. So that is my frameshift catapult. That's my legally modified warp drive. Okay, I haven't got any more warp cores and things to refuel it, so I'm going to need some more of that. Which means I need to generate. Have I got any? Got some antimatter. Can I craft any more? I can. Okay, so I've got some antimatter. What else do I need to build? Yeah. I need an antimatter housing, which I do have. Well, I haven't got any more. Okay, so I can make at least one more warp cell. Okay, then I can go back to the starship and it's not full though, so it looks like a okay, so full fuel needed. Hold up. Okay, hang on a minute. So I'm trying to understand what you're saying in the chat here. So here, oh, now it's gone green. Is that good? Oh, that's the route back. Oh, that's right. So galactic core is there. You need a full hyperdrive to warp to the core, and you have to use the selector. Okay, so basically I need to refill my hyperdrive until it's full, I think is what you're saying. You're at jumping distance to the next galaxy, but there are certain criteria for jumping. Hold the yellow round bar. What do you mean by hold the yellow round bar? Hold up right until it pushes you to the core. Don't use free look to select the core. Do it by using the. Oh, okay, right. Okay. So, don't use destination galactic core. So, just select that in the star map. How do I select it? Oh, that yellow bar. But presumably that won't work at the moment because I haven't got enough fuel. Is that right? I think. Yellow round thing. Okay, so how do I use that? I can move that around. How do I use it to select it? Okay, so I'm holding. Oh, okay. Right, that worked. Right, hyperdrive has no fuel, which is not correct. But okay, it takes a. Right, so basically, I haven't got enough fuel to do that. So let's go to the space station, see if I can get the raw materials to fill up my hyperdrive. Look at those stars, 3 really brightly coloured stars. That's quite cool. Okay, so thanks for that, Bullet 05 and J69713PB. Yes, that was something I haven't actually done before. I need max fuel in the hyperdrive. Okay, so we're getting close then to being able to do this. So let's go to the terminal. I don't think I need too much. I've got two antimatters in my backpack, so that should be enough antimatter to do this. So if I can get a bit of oxygen and a bit of, what do I need to? I've got 2 antimatters, and I think in order to create housing, I need oxygen. And I just need some ferrite dust and some oxygen. Can I bind ferrite dust from here? The ferrets, more ferrets. That's what I left. Buy, right? Is there any here? Ferrite dust, perfect. Let's buy a bunch of that. Don't know how much I need, but say 300. Hello-ish. Right, there is oxygen here as well. Nice. Just in case I need some more. I don't know if I do, but right, that should allow me to create 2 mounts. Antimatter housings, which should now allow me to create 2 warp cells. Oh, see, I'm getting good at this. Right, and can I create some antimatter? What does antimatter require? Oh, I think I need the chromatic metal and condensed carbon. Okay, well, that's not quite sure how you get antimatter out of carbon, but there we go. I need a fuel tank, Stalker Nova 8. Yes, thank you very much for that. I've just realised that I need to do that. That's cool. Right, so let's go back to the spaceship because I'll be out of range otherwise. That's another thing for gaming. Don't put artificial restrictions on things you can and can't do. So I really like the fact that I can use my jetpack inside the space station. Okay, you know, that's a good thing. I should be able to. I should be able to pull my gun in here as well. And that's one thing that No Man's Sky doesn't allow you to do, but Star System noticeably does. Now, if you do that, you get into trouble. But that's cool because that's my choice, right? You're not constricting what I can do in the game by some arbitrary rule, which doesn't make any sense. You know, if I, you know, technically I can walk into an airport on the Earth with a gun, right? Now I wouldn't do that because I'd get shot and killed. But you know, that's my choice. There's a big risk involved in taking a gun into an airport, right? But I should have the choice, particularly if it's a space game. Okay, I should be able to go into a space station with a gun. Now, if basically that should trigger an armed response and be a very, very bad idea, but it does allow for the possibility of gameplay, right? Don't switch things off. So, if, you know, for example, in Elite Dangerous, you can't draw your gun inside the space station. You can't even use your booster rocket inside the space station. It's just, why not? Because, you know, people would. You know, it's don't limit. You know, allow the game to do everything all the time. You know, absolutely where possible, because it allows different types of gameplay, or you know, smuggle things in and you know, all that sort of stuff. So there we go. Dear, there we go. Right. Okay. So Galaxy is extremely clunky. It's a relic No Man's Sky 1.0. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of prepared for it to be a little bit underwhelming, but it's just one of those things I feel like I've got to do. Delta 1246. Hey, first time catching you live. Drew, glad to be here. Good to see you. Thank you very much for popping in. Right, so have I now got a full tank? How do I find out? Is it technology, isn't it? So actually, no, I need to recharge my frameshift catapult. Where they got that idea from? Right, that is now a full tank. So we should, therefore, be in a position to jump to the Galactic Centre. Before we do that, is there anything here that's worth... Discovered by Smack's Art. Somebody's been here before me, they're rotters. In a procedurally generated, virtually infinite universe. Someone's been here before. A corrosive planet, that doesn't sound... Oh, there's magnetised ferrites down there, though. Right, so I'm guessing we can now jump to the centre of the galaxy. Now, as I understand it, my ship gets damaged by transversing from the galaxy. So I don't know what this is all about, because maybe somebody who knows No Man's Sky better than me can explain this. I've always been... All of my saves have been in this Euclid galaxy. Are there other galaxies? Do they have different names? You know, Euclid is a name for a galaxy. Are the other galaxies different? This one looks like a sort of averagely spiral galaxy. The centres are very, very busy. Okay, that makes sense. So there are other galaxies. Okay. Shiny red flag, inventory management, lots of storage are vital to me in No Man's Sky. Scratching around every time I need something frustrates me a lot. Yeah, so but the nice thing about having to scatter around and get things is you do feel at least you're prepping for a mission. If you want to go a long distance, you have to get a whole bunch of resources together, which kind of does make sense. I quite like that. I mean, they want it to be intrusive, and at some points, No Man's Sky is a pretty well balanced game, I think, but every so often it's kind of like, no, that's a bit annoying. I don't like the way you can't buy hyperspace fuel at the space station. That seems the obvious thing for a space station to have on hand, but some things aren't. That's something I probably would change if it was me. Right, so let's get that to go. Why can't I get that line up? It's jumping from one side to the other. Don't jump from one side to the other. There we go. Do I have to... Ooh, it's charging. Boom. Here we go. Get some nice chill music. We have reached the galactic core. Are we now moving away from the galactic core with a very, very, very high rate of knots? Change your spare ship and spare multi... I don't think I've got a spare ship and multi-tool on this particular save. So apparently the process of... so here we go. Whee, here we go. Here we go. This is very... So this to me is very 2001 A Space Odyssey now, except kind of in reverse. So it's just another sci-fi reference. I absolutely love it. Get a nice little light show and some funky music. Let's see where we end up. I like the way the light at the centre doesn't fade in intensity the further away we get. I presume it's in the original No Man's Sky. This was sort of the end game, wasn't it? And I think you basically just start all over again. Oh, now something else has changed. We've got... Why they're moving around. Space is dark. Fade to black. Very dramatic. And here we go. There's a new light. There's a new galaxy. Devil says, I've been playing No Man's Sky since launch, never been to the core. A new galaxy has been discovered. Excellent. The Hilbert dimension. Wow, there we go. So that was the end game, yeah. And now I suppose in No Man's Sky there really isn't an end game, is there? It's just kind of what you want to do. Get different music, and now we're zooming in, presumably to some point within. Now this is very, very 2001. This is now going in the right direction. So there's 256 procedurally generated galaxies. Whee! And now here we are, icebound planet, presumably with a busted ship again. So, oh, the base teleport things. Okay, so here we go. Wow, there we go. Coordinates received. Freighters we know about. Emergency broadcast detected. Okay, so does my ship come with me, or am I on my own? I've lost my ship entirely. Seems a bit mean. You arrive in new galaxies at different distances from the core. It's always worth having a look to check where you're up in space. I will when I find my spaceship and get back in space. How can I launch into space without my spaceship? Where is my spaceship? You may want to make a save so you can return to this place. Yeah, yeah, I suppose so. But where is my ship? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I need a carbon nanotube. So I've reset the game, isn't it? Can I call my ship? I suppose I could try that. I thought it would kind of land with me. Can I summon my ship? Select another ship. Summon resolution. I can. There we go. No, cannot launch. The starship is damaged. Where is my starship? It could be anywhere. How come I ended up in a different place? So it's busted ship. It's elsewhere, and everything is damaged. Okay, so it's like the game has kind of reset itself. So it's kind of like we kind of almost start all over again. Don't you? I can't analyze anything because that's busted as well. Have I got a multi-tool? I don't even see. I see to fix the multi-tool first. Okay. So everything gets busted, which is a bit mean, isn't it? I've got some ferrite dust, so let's fix that. Okay, the scanner needs some ferrite dust. I've got some of that. That's good. Analysis visor. I haven't got some carbon nanotubes. That's fairly easy to get hold of. Condensed carbon. I haven't got enough. Need some other bits and pieces. Okay, so I've got basic analysis visor, and I can now. No, I still can't analyze anything. I can pick up some ferrite dust at least. Okay, so in order to fix that, I need some carbon nanotubes, which presumably I need to craft. So I can't remember how to do that at the moment. Carbon nanotubes, so we need one of them. Cool. Right, so let's fix that. Right, that at least allows us to scan. Yay! Right, okay. So, is it going to tell me where my spaceship... There it is, my spaceship is over there. 624 U's away. Right, okay, so the equipment's bus, scan the inventory, your ship will need repairing, fix the multi-tool, you keep everything but need to repair stuff. Okay, so that's good. So into Shinobi we've managed to jump to a new galaxy, which is quite good. Let's go and find the spaceship then, because then I can at least jump in and jump out of it and do a save. If there's anything worth having here, damaged machinery. Well, that's from my spaceship. What do I get from there? Is there anything there? Let's keep walking. Oh, these are quite useful sometimes. Dihydrogen crystals. Let's have a few of them. Okay, so it's freezing cold here as well. Let's have a few of them. Dihydrogen always comes in useful. Space critter. As we'll scan you. Let's find out what state our spaceship is in. So yeah, we ended up in a Hilbert galaxy. This doesn't seem the worst planet I've ever been on. It's freezing cold. Minus 63 centigrade is pretty cold. But it's not the worst planet I've been on. These are quite cool little structures. So again, this is another thing that I really like here. Is, again, been playing No Man's Sky for months and months and months. Haven't seen a rock that looks like that before. So that's really good. I'm going to blast it, obviously, but that's really good. And that almost looks like a sand dune. It's not. It kind of looks like one. Just nice. It's really done well. This whole procedural generation thing is very, very good. Now I know that's an oxygen-rich plant because it snaps at you, but if you blast it, that gives you oxygen. That's very useful. The spaceship is still over the hill. More dihydrogen. It's always handy, that stuff. After a while playing this game, you begin to get a, explorer's sense of what is useful and what's not, which is good because the game sort of rewards you for paying attention, I think. So let's get over to the spaceship and see what state we're in. Hopefully it won't take me too long to fix it because I've done this a few times now. There it is. Why I'm in a different place to my spaceship, I don't know. Hazard protection, yeah, that's a good point. So let's do that. I have got some sodium nitrate. There we go. Life support and whack some oxygen in there. There we go. So it looks like my spaceship sort of. I don't know quite what happened here. Anyway, there's a few supply boxes lying about. Anything here? Some carbon. Need an atlas pass for those. Can open these. Projectile ammunition. I don't think I've got a gun at the moment. Get rid of the rusted metal. Open some stuff. Microprocessors always handy. Some damaged stuff. Living slime. Don't need that. Don't know what those do. They seem to do. Is that just junk? That's the distress beacon. I'll come back to that then. I think that's it there. Where's my spaceship gone? There it is. Right, what's the status of my spaceship? Okay, so it's all busted up. Okay, I haven't got any Herox. Oh, the sun's come up. That's always nice. Right, space starship. Okay, so technology-wise, that's the advanced launch system. So I've got launch fuel. That's good. I can refuel that. Frameshift catapult is still working. That's my intro-knife accelerator. That seems to be okay. So which bits of the spaceship is bust? Pressurization. Okay, so it wasn't too badly damaged. This pressurization is okay. It's the life support unit. Okay, so I can't. Pressurization capsule is a dedicated unit that both ensures a breathable atmosphere, a useful thing on the spaceship, and prevents the catastrophic explosion of unconventional cockpit designs. Okay. Okay, so anything in the technology slot is protected from core travel. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. That's quite good. So, of course, I haven't got many slots there, but at least that stopped all the main drive units from being. Herox. Where do I get Herox from? What is Herox? Okay, so I need 50 ammonia, which I can't do, and ionized cobalt. Youch. Okay, so I'm going to have to. Yes, I didn't realise my tech slots weren't damaged. That's very good. Okay, so my ship isn't critically injured, although its life support's not working. So somehow I've got to find some cobalt. These are oxygen-rich plants. They're jolly useful to have. It's now daytime. You can tell that because it's now warmed up to minus 58 degrees centigrade, which is a bit chilly. So I'm stuck on this icy world. Okay, so I need. Herox. How do I make some more? Okay, so that bit I can fix. That bit. Pin the details. Okay. Right. Gather, refine, condense carbon. I can do that bit. If I can find something alive to shoot. Are any of these plants shootable? No. There's a critter. It's one of those. Has that got any carbon in it? that's one of the species. I don't really want to start murdering things on the planet just to fix my spaceship, but you never know. Cobalt is underground. Okay, so I'm going to have to go... Okay, so carbon... I need to find some decent sized plants. There's some over there. They're not very big though. Not going to get much carbon from these boys, but I'm going to get some. Okay. There aren't many of them about either. Look at the landscape there, it just looks really nice. It's quite a pretty planet, even though it's a bit hostile to me and my poor busted spaceship. Okay, I'm going to need some ammonia. Was it carbon I needed? Hang on a minute. Where is the stuff? Oh, no, I've done the condensed carbon, so it's the Herox. Right, okay. Herox is made from ammonia. Cave metal outcroppings of cobalt. Hang on, how do I make... I'm still not quite sure here. How do I create Herox? Crafted from chlorine and ammonia. Okay. You can't find ammonia on ice planets. Drew will have to buy it or refine it. Okay. So... I'm going to have to look that up then. Okay. Hang on a minute. Catalogue. Raw materials. I'd say we need some crafted products. Is that on that? There's Herox, right, okay. So it needs ammonia and ionized cobalt. Cobalt you said was underground, which is on this list somewhere. Ionized cobalt, okay. Highly energized form of cobalt. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, mined from underground minerals. Cobalt is found in plentiful in caves and caverns. Right, okay. What about ammonia? Can I get that from anywhere? Because if I can't take off the spaceship, how am I going to get the ammonia? That's going to be tricky, I think. Buried cache, buried technology modules, damaged machinery, copper deposit, nitrogen dihydrogen in a medium or large refiner. Okay. Cool, right, I've forgotten about the refiner. Let's go and put the refiner down over here with some more carbon. Zap that. Okay, so let's see if we can get this spaceship fixed as a first priority. Right, so build menu. I want my portable refiner. Whack that down there. There we go, right. Hopefully we've got enough carbon to run it. Okay, so nitrogen and dihydrogen. So if I whack dihydrogen in there, I get dihydrogen jelly. That's not what I want though, is it? Or is that just a crafting thing? I need a medium. Oh, I need a medium refiner. Yeah. Oh, this is tricky then, isn't it? I need a medium refiner. Not a portable one. It's being mean to me. How do I pick that up again? That's how I pick it up. Right, okay. Set up a temp base. I suppose I might as well then. Let's do that. Okay. It will give you these little curveballs, this game, won't it? Base computer to build a base. Yep, I've forgotten some of this. I haven't done it for ages. Right, base computer is there. And I haven't. I need some chromatic metal. Build a base computer. Really? Right, chromatic metal is is made from. I need my portable refiner back. Chromatic metal is made from go back. Chromatic metal, crafted products, chromatic metal. Crew. Here is it. Is it material? Chromatic metal, there it is. Okay, so copper. Okay, I've seen some copper about. Have I got any copper? Okay, that makes sense. Right, so let's whack some carbon in there and let's make some chromatic metal. Activated copper, there's loads of that. Right, make some chromatic metal. Chromatic metal is always quite useful anyway, to be honest. Okay, so we got that. Let's get the spaceship fixed once more. Ah dear. I don't know how much I need. Let's stop it at 100. That'll do for now. And oh, look at that. Make that back in there. Right. Okay. So we can now put down a base computer. Yep. Let's see if we can claim this spot. Miami, at least like my. I don't think I've got my refinery in my backpack at the moment. No, I don't think I have it on this save. Let's see. Okay, can I make a no prior claims here? Let's make a base. Boom. I can see some deposits over there. Different stuff. What's actually over there? There is copper. Cobalt. Oh, cobalt, that's good news. And some copper. Let's go over to that cobalt deposit. Get some of that. This might not take quite so long as I thought. Here it is. Let's scan that as well. There we are. So there's some cobalt over there. Don't have to go and find a cave. Is my terrain manipulator fixed? That is a very good question. No. Although I need I need some carbon nanotubes to fix that, which I can probably craft. Hopefully, yes. There we go. Let's fix the terrain manipulator then. Fix that. Okay, good. Right, now we can zap some cobalt. And again, this is another thing I like about this. It really feels, I mean, it's obviously sci-fi tech, right? But it feels like I'm doing some actual mining because I'm digging stuff out of the ground and taking it home. You know, and there's, I know it's quite convenient. There's a nice big pool of stuff about, but again, interactivity with the game world, really important. Feeling. That's probably enough cobalt, isn't it? Now, can I make that in my refiner? Hopefully I can. Okay. Let's kind of mine that out. That'll do. Right, where's the spaceship? Lost it. It's very easy to get turned around in No Man's Sky. If you use the terrain manipulator, yeah, I keep forgetting to do that. Sorry, guys. Let's just have the copper, because copper, not copper, carbon seems to be in really short supply on these worlds, being an ice world. So we'll have as much of that as we can take for the moment, because carbon does come in jolly useful for all sorts of things. Right, okay. Let's get back to the ship. Whack the cobalt into the... Oh, and that's falling as well. So, technology, let's recharge. The hazard protection. Haven't got much of that left either, actually. Need to go and get some more sodium. Haven't seen much of that about. Yeah, hazard protection. Okay, so whack that in the refiner. 200. Make that into ionized cobalt. Awesome. Getting the ship to refill for free the hazard protection. Okay, I'll dump in that in a minute. Because it's mostly protecting me against the cold, isn't it? I quite like a little bit of peril in these games. I don't want it to be kind of like nagging me all the time. Oh, you run out of, it makes it really, really hard to stay alive. There is a survival mode in this game, which is I've never tried, which is presumably quite a lot harder. That tiny little last bit of cobalt didn't refine for some reason. But anyway, right, let's just jump in the ship. Does that recharge then? Okay, we know about the pressurization capsule. We're trying to make some more Herox. Okay, so does that recharges, does it? Oh yeah, look at that. Cool. Brilliant. Thank you very much. That's the top tip, Neutromancer. Thank you very much for that. Right. Okay. So now I want to craft Herox. I've got the ionized cobalt. I need some ammonia now. So how do I get the ammonia on this planet? Survival has less resources and loss of inventory on death. Yeah, that's just no, I don't fancy that. Right. Okay. So ammonia. I need to build a medium refiner. Right. Okay. So have I got the blueprint for it? Is the question. How do I? Where would it be? Ah, the medium refiner. There it is. Okay, so I need some magnetized ferrets, which I've got, and a little bit more dihydrogen jelly. Not much. Brilliant. Okay, so I should be able to bung in there a bit more dihydrogen. Generate one of them. There we go. Nope, not quite. Till I get one. It's going to take a little while to generate that. That's good. And then I can make. Remember, whenever you need some. So the medium refiner is good for making ammonia when you haven't got any other stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Cool, you need a lot of dihydrogen, don't you, to generate 30 to 1. Wow. Is it doing anything? I can craft the jelly in my backpack. Why isn't this actually doing anything? I thought it would have generated one by now. It's almost there, I think. It's a lot quicker. Oh, in the backpack it's 40 to 1, is it? Oh, there we go, we've got one. Wow. Okay. That was very slow, wasn't it? Right, okay, so now we can build a medium refiner, I think. Yeah. Yay, look, there it goes. Boom. Right, does that need a power supply, though? Or does it work on its own? So I can put input. Now, what do I need to put into it again to make ammonia? It was a dihydrogen. And was it nitrogen? Ammonia! Yes. Well done, everybody. Right, there we go. Right, okay, is that enough to fix the ship? Oh no, I need to craft a Herox, don't I? I've made 2 Heroxes. Starship pressurization capsule now has. Yes. Right, the spaceship works again. Awesome. Right, so we can pick that up, and we can dismantle this. We didn't need to build the base as it turned out, but never mind. There we go, get our magnetized ferrets back. Right, so to the spaceship. Shields down. Is my shield coming back up? Is the shield busted? Oh, the deflector shield's busted. I can put some chromatic metal in it, and I haven't got some sodium. I haven't got any shields. Okay, so sodium. I can probably get some sodium from a space station as long as I don't run into any trouble on the way up. Oh, but you need the base for the medium refiner, right? Okay, right, gotcha. Yeah, no, well done, everybody. That was good. That was good work. Right, let's get into space then. Let's find the space station. It's given me an alert because my shield is down. I could have. That's a mission thing, isn't it? Repair the strangers. I'm not receiving some strangers distress signal. I've got my own distress signal to worry about. Right, we're up in space. Where is the space station? That's where we need to go. There it is. Got the signal for the space station. Over there. There we go. Right, engage. Quantum drive. No, not the quantum drive. The pulse drive. The insert random technical sounding space drive thing here. So that worked quite well. Awesome. Right. Let's get my ship back to a place where it's actually working. Ah, dear. The reason I put it on this mode is because the bit rate of this warp dynamic thing completely trashes the stream, makes it totally invisible, goes horribly pixelated. Right, let's see if we can pick up a little bit of sodium in the space station. Whee, do a barrel roll. There we go. Friendship drive, yeah. Friendship drive charging. Haven't heard that for a while. Right, here we go. We have landed. Right, let's see if we can get some sodium here. Over to the trade terminals. They have some welding soap. What's welding soap? Unstable plasma. Sodium! There we go. Let's buy a bunch of that. Uranium. Metal plating. Iron batteries. Microprocessors. Cool. Okay. So, can I craft sodium nitrate or do I need to refine it? Looks like I need to refine it. Okay, well that's okay. I could do that on the next planet we visit. Cool. Okay, so back to the spaceship. And actually, while we're out in space, let's take a look at the galaxy map and find out where we are. Because I haven't looked at that yet. Because, yeah, I know about the shields. We'll fix the shields in a minute. Don't panic. Right, so we came. Okay, so this is an undiscovered planet entirely. It is a paradise planet. Oh, that's nice. Let's go down there then. But before we do, let us activate the galaxy map, find out where we are. We are in the Hilbert dimension, 720,000 light years from the core of this world. Okay. And is that a black hole or something over there? Don't know. Anyway, that's where we are. Iron batteries and life support gels are very good. I could call my. Of course, I could bring. Where's my? I've forgotten about that. Can I summon my freighter from? Let's see what. Let's go down near the planet's surface. We'll summon the freighter from down there. Right, there we go. Let's summon the freighter here. Summon my freighter. Can I do that? Cannot warp the freighter there. That's okay. Let's get out of the atmosphere. Back up into space. Let's leave it here near the rings because that's just cool, isn't it? Right, so there we are. There's my freighter. Look at that. It's a probably decent one as well. Let's. Oh. I kind of want the ship to be flat against the horizon. That makes sense. Why can't I roll? Where's the? Oh, there's the roll. So let's park the ship on the rings because why not? Right, X summon freighter. Boom. It just arrives from the other galaxy. Cool. Okay, so that's good. My freighter is here, which is an enormously humongous freighter. Okay, well this planet looks quite nice. So let's pop down there for getting the sodium nitrate and get the shields back up. Then the ship's fixed. Then we kind of did. You can fly with the freighter UI open and push it as soon as it shows on the screen. Okay. Let's see what this paradise. It's a pink paradise planet. I used to say paradise can't be pink, of course. Okay. Let's just switch off this. No, so there. I'll just crashing my spaceship because I'm stuck in the comms mode. I can't fly the spaceship. Yes, whatever, Mr. Geck. Just go away. Somebody in distress. Right, this is giving me a mission already. Right, let's land. This is a very pink planet, isn't it? Right, let's just land up over here. Get the shields up. Oh, I can set up a really persistent cooler, yeah. No. I can set up a medium refiner in your freight. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Right. This is actually a nice planet. Very pink, but Fontica L26. Okay, so let's. I think that just the ordinary refiner will do this, won't it? It's just sodium nitrate, literally, that I need. Let's have a fuel again. Sodium. I bought some sodium. Where is it? Here it is. Sodium nitrate. Perfect. I don't know how much I needed. Let's do, I don't know, 40 or 39. Okay, right, let's fix that. Shield, ship, starship, technology, deflector shield. Needs 13 sodium nitrates. Okay, too much. Okay, so that means we've got some spare. In that case, let's. Right, the shield is back up. Let's put the sodium nitrate back in there because we don't need that now. Turn it back into sodium, which is always useful. It turns it back into sodium. What a good idea. Then we'll have a poke around this planet. Because so far, this planet is nice. Oh, I can't read. Okay. Right. Okay, so the ship is happy now. The shields are back up. Good. Okay. The critter has just turned up. So look at that mountain over there. Again, that just looks cool. It's a very, very pink planet, isn't it? Oop, hello. He was very friendly, whatever that was. Let's do a bit of Mr. Spock here. Scan a few things. Oh, sodium nitrate could also charge life support. Okay, fair enough. Oh, the sun's just going. Look at that. That's beautiful. Look, the sun's just going down. Now everything's gone purple instead of pink. It's so pretty, this game. Everything changes colour and it's just nice. It's just such a chill game. Oh, hang on, what's that over there? What's up? Okay, so what's that? Emergency broadcast repeater is over there somewhere, whatever one of those is. Plants and things. There's quite a variety of stuff here. Okay, so the sun is now set. We're about to get the nighttime regime come out. A lot of things to scan here. Just kind of rocking about. Yeah, spocking about. That's what I'm doing. Spocking about. Oh, now I'm a researcher. That'll get me. Oh, there's a sentinel. Oh, those things. I hate sentinels. I need to find myself a gun, I think, so I can go on a rampage again. That was quite good fun. Sort of floating thing there. Look at all this weird life forms and stuff. There's just loads of it about. Oh, there's a poisonous plant. One over there, which I can't see. But, well, now it's getting dark. Everything's gone blue instead of purple. There's something in the grass over there. I don't know what it is. Let's see if we can find it. Something moving around. The scanner's picking it up, but I can't see it. Oh no, is that thing there? Okay. I wonder what that was. Okay. And then there's a cave. Let's have a look down there. Another weird. There's just weird things. If you want to be a mayor of a village. Oh yes, so I haven't. I did see that in one. Yeah, we play around with that briefly on my home planet, but I haven't really got into that either. There's so many levels of this game to get into. Right, so okay, so that's a sense. So that is okay. So that's a settlement I can go to. Okay, so that's quite cool. Paraffinium deposits, usual sort of stuff kicking about here. Knowledge stones, cargo drops, buried cash, etc. I must admit, I quite fancy just climbing that mountain over there. That looks like it would be a worthwhile thing to do. Let's do that. Can I get to the top of the mountain? Not for any other reason, but it's there. It looks like a fun mountain to climb. Just see what the view's like from the top. This is what's so good about No Man's Sky. It's just so chill. I just think there's no particular. Some of the planets, I mean, obviously give you a bit of a hard time in terms of they're quite toxic and horrible. But for every planet like that, there's quite a few planets like this as well, where you can just sort of chill and look around and enjoy things. That's a type of. Do some more spocking. I don't know how far away that mountain is actually. Might be better to jump in. Can I summon a car? No, haven't got any of them. Again, I probably have to set up a base or something to get those. Let's see if I can get to that mountain there. Just because it's there. Ride the animal there, it's quicker. I haven't tried doing that either. I think I did have one animal. There's plants. There's some stuff on the ground. Occasionally there's the odd bit of useful stuff here. The critter just walking by. Bit of sodium. Can't complain about that. Right, I'll climb up this little hill. Deuterium. That's quite good. You can use that to fly faster sometimes. Don't know if that put me in the right direction or not, but there we go. Have I mastered the melee jump? I've no, I don't think I have. The only jump I was doing was in that exosuit. That was quite good. Yeah, I should really have got the car, but can I actually build one? Oh, I haven't got all the stuff I need. Never mind. Sometimes you can, can't you? Yeah, I need to go and get some bits to make the... Oh, this is quite steep now. We're almost at the base of the mountain. Maybe we'll get there before the daylight. I just like the idea of climbing a mountain. In the dark, obviously. There's a smoky thing over there. What's that? Oh, that's one of those buried bits of equipment. Plant I haven't scanned. Do the Spock. Bum, 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 bum. Right, there we go. At the base of the mountain. Now, so that's the sort of place it would be quite cool to... Oh, dihydrogen crystals. Always grab those, I think. So often you need a dihydrogen crystal. Right, there we go. That would be a cool place to build a base, wouldn't it? I wonder if you can... Could I actually build a base up there? I suppose I could. I mean, that would just like Sauron's tower, wouldn't it? The Tower of Barad-dûr. Oh yeah, can we boost our way up there? God, it's quite a long way. Press Q to punch and then hit and jet. Okay, press Q to punch, then Q. I didn't know you could. I didn't even know you could punch. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is like super steep now, but I can use the jetpack kind of against the wall to get myself up, which is a bit weird. Okay, here we go. It seems to work quite well. There's a little bit of grass at the top. Yay! Oh, there's a little platform up here. How cool is that? Oh, look at the view. There's my freighter, look, up there. And my other ship. Look at the planets high in the sky. There's rings. This is quite a cool place, actually. Massive planet there. Another one over there behind it, possibly a moon. Another planet with another moon. And another one just below the horizon. What a cool place. It is a great view, isn't it? I think I might put a base up here. There's enough space up here to actually put a base. I thought it was going to be quite a pointy little... It is, it's like a flat little plateau at the top, but it's a flat... Look at that. It's massively high up. This is definitely... I'm going to put a base up here. Can I put a base up here? Let me put a base up here, yeah. Base computer. Oh, I need some chromatic metal. Why haven't I got some chromatic metal? Portable refiner. Okay. Right. Like some fuel in it. How do I make chromatic metal again? Copper. Copper, copper, copper. Yeah, copper, of course. Activated copper, do it? Yay. Perfect base spot. Yeah, no, I was going to say, it looks much better than it did from the ground, actually. Let's build, put the base computer right on the edge here, so it's not wasting any space. Right, base computer. Nice. Let's put it right there. I'm going to build a base. Let's build a base. No prior claims. Yes, it's mine. look at that. Oh, it's like a little... Oh, what a perfect spot. It's like high up, but there's actually some room on the top. I really like this. This is nice. So this is the sort of stuff that No Man's Sky chucks at you every so often. You just go over there, do a bit of exploring, and genuinely actually exploring. And when you find something cool, you can kind of own it. And this is what's so good about this game. It's like, that's a cool thing. It's now mine, right? And nobody else is here. You know, it's this is my base. It's got this lovely flat thing on top here where I can build some stuff. So I've got to have a little think now. Where do I want my ship to land? Can I land the ship here? I could build a... Can I build a summoning station for... How do I build a... Oh no, I do that elsewhere, don't I? So I need to build some base things. Where's the actual... There's the solar panels and all that kind of cobblers. Where's the actual base units? I.e. the buildings and stuff. I can have a base inside the mountain too. Yeah, that would be quite good. It'd be a bit like, you know, that Airwolf base that I wanted to make. This might be it. So how do I get to the... It's the second tab. Is it that one? Have I not picked up... Have I not got some... Oh, okay. Flying stairs. I haven't got some of the stuff, have I? Oh, it looks like I'm short on blueprints. Right. Okay. I'll have to go and buy some. Right. Okay. So that means I do need to go back to the ship and get to the space station then. But I can always find my way back here now. Can I summon the ship here? Should be able to. Summon my ship. Here we are. Summon the resolution here. So it should be able to... Where is it? Where did it land? Oh, there it is. Landed on top of me. Right. Okay, so there we go. There's my ship, which fits up here quite nicely. Let's go and get a few blueprints from the space station. That's a good point. I'd forgotten about the blueprints. Cool. Right, up into space. I suppose I can also... Can I rename that planet and everything? I can, can't I? Where do I do that? Not there. There. Discoveries. That's the flora and fauna. Where's the actual... Isn't it discoveries? Oh, there we go. Okay, so Fontica, this is a new planet, so let's call this, I don't know, what should we call it? Well, it's the Nexus for the blueprints, yeah, sorry, that's right, I'll summon the blueprint at the anomaly. Yes, I can summon the anomaly as well. Let's call it Paradiso. That's not very imaginative, I know, but there we go. Okay, and there's other planets around here to check out. So let's hang around here for a little bit, because this is quite a cool place. I want to check out what the planet looks like in the daytime from my base. Right, so summon the anomaly? Yeah, summon the anomaly. Planetary interference. Let's get a bit higher then. Whoa. Okay, that's a freighter's appearing for no obvious reason. Summon the anomaly. Still too close. Freighters manage it, not quite sure what that is. Have we got the salvage data? I don't know. There we go. I love this piece here, the anomaly entry sequences is very, very cool. Check this out. So, it does just stuff. And then you end up in this amazing interior space which just looks just incredible, that is. Gives it the impression of being much, much bigger than it actually is. Which is very cool. Right, let's go and see if I can get a few blueprints from the blueprint machine. think is up here somewhere. And down here somewhere. It's one of these, isn't it? And now that's the spaceship. What's this one? Construction research, is that? Is that, oh, that looks like it. Okay. Okay, there we go. So I've got salvage. I've got no idea how much salvage data I've got. Oh, I haven't got any salvage data at all. Okay. Yeah, so I need a whole bunch of salvage data to get some stuff. Okay. Shiny red flag was exactly on the money. I need some salvage data. Where do I get salvage data from again? Is that from equipment? Is that from digging things up, isn't it? As I recall. Somebody will know in the chat. It's not crafted products, is it? Salvage data modules. So I've got to dig something up. So that probably means I've got to go back to the planet, but that's okay. So that's the right place to go to get them, but I need some salvage data. Easiest way is to dig up salvage data on planets. Buried technology models, that's right, I remember that. Let's go do some of that. If we can just get a basic base established, that'd be cool. Although I'm almost out of time. Look at the time, this is everything. I'm out of time. Let's go back down and watch the sunrise. We'll have to do that next week then. Can't believe it's 10 o'clock. Where did the time go? I thought they'd been playing for an hour. That's what, again, that's so amazing about this game. Is it's like, I've been playing for 2 hours and I feel like I've just started, literally. I mean, I know we've been to the centre of the galaxy and we fixed the spaceship and everything like that, but even so, that's just astonishing, really. Is that that's the space station. Where's my base then? Oh, it's down on the surface, of course. There we are. No, that's Rant's outpost. Somebody else has been here. Or is that my outpost? Is that my outpost? Is the other one that's showing up? Did I not rename it? I should have renamed it. Paradiso. And that's my base. Rant's outpost is the base. Okay, so I can rename that when I get there. Right, okay, let's do that. I'm calling it Rant's outpost. What should we call it? Remember to refill the holes. Yeah, next week. Yeah, we'll do some base. But look at that. Look, that's my mountain. Such a cool place. Look at that. Oh, it's sort of got pink stuff on the top and everything. It's the pink. I've just got to be a bit careful about landing. Make sure it does land on the base. I hope it did. I'm definitely going to need to do a landing pad, aren't I? Looks like it did. Yeah, excellent. Right, okay, so it's definitely a cool planet. Look at that. The view is amazing. And there's the other planets in the sky. Look at that. Stonking place. Yeah, definitely one of the best sights I've seen there. Moons and all sorts of things in the sky. I mean, it's just a sci-fi novel, isn't it? It's just so good. Right, so I'm going to have to go digging for some stuff. So we'll do that next week then, my friends, because I can't believe I've been playing for 2 hours. Oh, we've even got critters up on the top. Excellent. I don't know how they got up here. So next week, let's build a super Airwolf base at the top here on this amazing pink planet. That's going to be very cool. So yeah, what a view we've got. Look at that. Things in the sky and wow. Yeah, very, very cool. Look at that. That is such a such a good view. I need to name a base. Yeah, Olympus. That's a good name. I like that. Let's call it Olympus base. Although, hang on. What was the base in? Can anyone remember that? Yeah, Olympus base is good. Well, I might go with that. Where do you name the base? Oh, it's in the base computer, isn't it? What was the base called in Space Sentinels? Can anyone remember? Upload unavailable base too small, but I can rename it. Asgard, yeah, Asgard's quite cool as well. Olympus, I quite like it. Quite like both of those actually. Drew's Peak. Make a screenshot, capture new base screenshot. There we go. That's kind of how it looks for the moment. Can I? Oh, I can. Look, I can even move the camera about. Right, this is before we build it. Look at that. It's like Minas Tirith. I just need to go down a bit. Can I go down a bit? Down? How do I go down a bit? That's up. What's down? Q. Look at that. There we go. Okay, so there's my kind of. Look at that. Boom. That was good. Glass of the windows, yes, that will be really good. Commander General, I think it's got to go. No Man's Sky, the screensaver generator. Yeah, that is really nice, isn't it? Now we need the name. What is the name of the Space Sentinels base? I can't remember. I quite like Olympus though. Let's go for Olympus. Or Mount Olympus. Let's call it Mount Olympus. There we go. I like that. Was it just Sentinel 1? No, that's a bit dull. Let's go for that. All right. Mount Olympus. Yes, Mount Olympus. Home of the gods. I feel like a god staying up here. I think I might need a handrail though, because that's a little bit queasy stepping over the edge. And there's gold deposit or something down there. I can see critters on the ground, look. Still moving about. What an amazing place. Right, let me just jump in and out of my ship to save the position. Right, we'll call it a day there, my friends. Right. Awesome base building next week. Definitely. I think we'll definitely do that next week. That would be really cool. What a lovely place. I'm well chuffed with that. That's the thing, this game sometimes just does some amazing things like that. Where's that? It's that view over there. That's the best view. I need to remember this. The best view is actually from this end, the opposite end of the plateau. So that's where I'm going to put my big windows. Look at that. I mean, that's just pure science fiction. That is. That's just amazing. 3 planets visible in the sky at any one time. Absolutely love that. So we'll definitely do something. And got rings as well. It's got everything, hasn't it? And it's not a horrible toxic planet, at least not at the moment. Yeah, I've got a friend. I don't know how it got up there. Maybe it's got little burrowing things. I've got some critters I can play around with as well. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's enough of that. Anyway, take care, my friends. Thank you very much for joining me on my amazing expedition and ongoing adventures in No Man's Sky. We'll be back next week with more base building. Let's build a base. In the meantime, I'll try and dig up a few things because that's a bit dull. So I've got lots of salvage data. I'll see if I can do some unlocks on that sort of stuff on this account because, hey, that's what we've got to do. And then we can do some base building and stuff. That'd be really awesome. Right, take care, my friends. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for some... what's that other space game that we like? Oh, yeah, Star Citizen. We'll do some of that. Yeah, I might get rid of the space rats. We'll see how we go. We'll see what happens when we build some stuff. But yeah, back for tomorrow for some Star Citizen. Back on Saturday, we are starting Wing Commander 4 on Saturday, which should be quite good fun. I'm quite looking forward to that because yeah, the graphics are getting better and better and better all the time in the Wing Commander series, and more exciting stories to be told about the border worlds in Wing Commander 4. So plenty more to come. But anyway, lovely to see you all, my friends. Be good. Hang on, you're almost at the weekend. Yeah. Just take it easy, make sure you get there, and I will see you soon. Be good, and gra, I get it right, it's because of my tooth. Gra, interlopers. See you soon, my friends. Bye bye.